What's one of those things that you get somebody to be from a warm lead to being a buyer, or a warm lead to being a hot lead? What's a tip?
You have to understand what their biggest pain point is and see how you can solve that immediately through a conversation.
Welcome to the Impactors Podcast. I'm Corey Carter.
And I'm Ron Cool.
And we are the owners and founders of Hindsight HacKing Media, agency, podcasts, funnels, graphics, and more. Head on over to gethhm.com to learn more.
Guys, we created this podcast to help you go create an impact today. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, today. We're taking all the fluff, all the BS out so you can go create an impact.
And today's topic is
cold, warm, and hot traffic. We didn't even discuss that yet, Corey. Today's the day.
That's right. That's right. And Ron, I don't know why, but we probably should have hit this first. Like it should have been one of those first conversations we had about traffic. But yeah, it's important to understand. And the reason it's so important is because your message will change depending on if it's a completely cold person, meaning you don't know them, right? They don't know that they might not know they even have the problem until they hear your message. So you're having to get them to go from never knowing you, not problem aware, not solution aware, to buying, right? So that's kind of the cold. Right. Warm is in between, and then the hot. Like hot people, they know the problem, they are looking for the solution, they know you have the solution, and so the way you talk to that person that's super hot is super different compared to the cold one, right? And so I just thought it was important. Let's talk about some of the hot traffic real quick, and just our experience with the people that have really bought from us from referrals or from different conversations, and it was literally they were like, "Hurry up, stop telling me about it. Just let me sign and give you the money."
That was my favorite. Like, hey, you don't need to tell me anything. I have my credit card. I would just like to pay you. All right, let's do that, right? But that is hot traffic, right? They know what you do. They know how you can help them. They have a problem that they want fixed that they don't want to do themselves, and they're ready to buy right now.
Yeah, ready to buy right now. And so those conversations, you leave out the details, right? Like you cater to a little bit of that emotional tag that they are pulling on, those strings, and it's faster, right? And so think about that with your web page. And we were talking about this with Profits with Podcast yesterday. Mm-hmm. The web page is now more designed for the cold traffic, but it is definitely, we need to have a secondary web landing page for the hot traffic folks that don't want to go through some of those things, right?
Right, exactly. You have to cater to both if you're A, you're attracting both, and B, you're trying to go after both.
Yeah. So let's talk about the warm traffic, because I think that's the sweet spot of where a majority of our conversations and conversions come from.
We had a client yesterday we spoke to that's warm, knows he wants to do something, knows we're the people to help them, maybe not sure about buying yet, and a little gun shy when he wants to start.
Yeah. How do the people, like, how do you get people to get over the hump, right? Like, what's one of those things that you get somebody to be from a warm lead to being a buyer, or a warm lead to being a hot lead? What's a tip?
You have to understand what their biggest pain point is and see how you can solve that immediately through a conversation. I think a lot of people are instantly going to go to, I'm going to discount my offer. And I would say, don't do that. Increase the value of your offer by really hitting what their pain point is that they're currently feeling right now, and how your product, service, whatever fits that exact problem that they're having right now, that they're on the phone with, or in an email or a messenger chat, whatever it is that they're talking to you. How can you solve that problem right now with your current offer?
Yeah. And one other piece I think it's important in that warm lead, you have to focus on the relationship as much as anything else, right? Like they might know that you can solve that solution, but they're not sold on you. Or they might be sold on you, but they're not sold on you solving that solution, right? And so it's kind of a mix of making sure they understand both sides of it, and so nurturing that relationship, because a warm lead, it may stay warm for 6 months. Right. And so, when it's a time thing, sometimes that warm lead doesn't become hot for that long. And so I just want to say, tip 1 is what you gave. Tip 2 is nurture the relationship and just continue to add value whenever possible.
Agreed.
Perfect. All right. So moral of the story: cold traffic, different messaging, hot traffic than the hot traffic. And for those in the warm, those in the sweet spot, just nurture and follow those 2 things that we were talking about, and you'll have the success you need with those 3 types of traffic.
Absolutely, guys. And as always, no fluff, no BS, just impact. Go nurture someone today.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you want to learn more, head on over to impactorsmastermind.com. We have a special group waiting just for you.
Guys, why are you still listening to this? Get off your phone, go create an impact today.